What's up? So, thought I'd do a little motorcycle update. It's up in New York. It's not with me here in North Carolina. I still haven't asked for permission to bring it down here yet, and I have to do that. I have to get permission from the leasing office to have it in the apartment complex. Now, I'm not too worried about that because there's like it's not a chopper and it's not like a cruiser. It's like I guess a modified standard type of bike with some loud pipes on it. There's a sport bike, and then there's a sport bike that took a tumble and turned into a Street Fighter type of bike. I mean, it's so noticeable, it's sad. But anyways, basically you can't afford the fairing, so I'm gonna make you have a Street Fighter look, and it doesn't look that good up close as that. And I think there's one more it is another motorcycle. It's on top of, I think, touring motorcycle with luggage on it. So I don't feel too worried about getting my motorcycle into the complex. But the reason I haven't asked yet, and the reason why I haven't tried to bring it down yet, is because it's got a recall on it, which isn't a big deal. Sometimes when people hear recall about a product, they freak out, you know, like, oh, that's a bad product, or I bought a piece of crap, and that's not the case. I mean, recalls happen, sometimes recalls happen, and sometimes they're on legitimately bad products, but that's because of a recall doesn't mean you should freak out about it. It does suck, though, because of the inconvenience. You have to, even if it's not your only vehicle, or whatever it is, you have to find the time to get it there, so you have to take some time out of your day to do that. And if it is your only vehicle, then what are you going to do? But it has a recall for the headlight, or what's going on up here now? Every time I want to do something, there's always flashing lights. For the headlight bulb, I think, or a headlight socket or something like that. It deals with the bulb and the socket and maybe the wiring, I don't know. It gets really hot and it can melt down and it can cause fire to your motorcycle. And being that it's like a 10-ish hour road trip from New York to North Carolina, I don't want to ride with it like that. Now, if I were to head down here and then I knew the recall, I'd ride it to and from some close places and then set up a time to bring it into a local place. But because it's up in New York, I'm going to leave it there until I get the recall done. Now, of course, I don't have the part, and it's going to be a little bit of time till I get the part, roughly like a month or so. And that's probably because the manufacturer isn't making an excess amount of parts. They're probably, you know, making enough for production and then to distribute the recall. But it doesn't just affect the Super Tenere. If it did, then I would have the part. It also affects the R1. It's definitely for the 2012 model year, because mine, I got the notice to bring mine in to check it to see if it's got that issue, aka replace the part. So I don't know if it's for like 2013 and 14 and all that, but if you own a Super Tenere or a Yamaha R1 and you haven't heard about this recall, give it a look-see, see if it affects your model year. I don't know. But I'm guessing the good part is what's used in the current production runs of those, ooh, that was a hit, of those motorcycles. So that's probably why there's a little bit of a delay in getting the parts for the recall. So that's my guess as to why the part isn't there yet. But once the part's there, I have somebody in New York who can take the bike for me to get the recall thing done. While it's getting the recall thing done, I'm going to have him just go over the bike head to toe, and then I'll figure out what I'm going to do in terms of getting the bike down here. That'll be a fun little ride, and also a boring one. But anyways, I thought I'd do a little update on my motorcycle situation, why it's not here yet, and also just, you know, give awareness to the fact that there is a recall for the 2012 Super Tenere and the R1 from Yamaha. Should you own either of those bikes and you haven't got a letter from them, give it a check, see if it affects your model year. And that's that. Again, you know, a recall isn't a reason to scream the apocalypse is coming or anything like that. It's really more of an inconvenience, especially if that turns out to be your only reliable form of transportation, meaning, you know, maybe you share a car or whatever it is, and maybe the car isn't too reliable or whatever. You know, it's just an inconvenience amongst anything. It's not a sign of a lemon or anything like that. But I do believe that recalls have a limited time. I don't know about all types of recalls, but I've definitely heard in the past of recalls having an expiration time until, you know, the time at which you can get it done for free, and then after that you have to pay for it. So if you do have a recall on something, you might as well get it done as soon as you can to get it done for free. Anyways, that's that. So peace.